Welcome back, my most persistent and capable learners. Do you want to know about a magical and highly effective tool that can significantly improve your English listening and speaking skills? Are you familiar with the technique called shadowing? Today, we are going to talk about exactly that, and I truly hope it will help you move forward on your journey to mastering the English language. Let's leave the classroom behind for a while and take a walk through a beautiful place. The sun was gently shining through the green leaves of Hyde Park. It was a perfect Saturday afternoon in London. Emma, a native English speaker, was walking along a quiet path with her friend Carlos, who had moved to the UK to improve his English. Despite living in an English-speaking country for a few months, Carlos was still struggling. He looked tired, his shoulders were tense, and he was staring at his shoes. "Hey, what's wrong, Carlos?" Emma asked, stepping over a small puddle. "You look like you've been fighting a losing battle." Carlos sighed deeply and looked up. "I feel like I am, Emma. Yesterday, I went to a local meetup and I could barely understand what people were saying. When they talk fast, all the words just blend together. I try so hard to listen, but my brain just freezes." "Ah, the famous fast-talking natives," Emma smiled sympathetically. "To blend together, that's exactly what English words do. It means to mix or combine so closely that you can't see or hear the separate parts. Native speakers don't say words one by one. We link them. But don't worry, you don't need to lock yourself in your room with grammar books. You just need to change your strategy. Have you ever tried shadowing?" "Shadowing?" Carlos frowned, looking puzzled. "Like following someone in the dark? That sounds a bit creepy." Emma laughed, her voice echoing in the open park. "No, not like a detective. In language learning, shadowing is a technique where you listen to a native speaker and repeat what they say with the shortest possible delay. You become their shadow. It is one of the most powerful ways to tune in to natural speech. To tune in is a phrasal verb. It means to adjust your hearing or attention to a specific sound or frequency. We use it for radio stations, but also metaphorically when we train our ears to understand a new accent or language rhythm. "Think about it," Emma continued as they walked past a pond with ducks. "When you just listen passively, your brain often goes to sleep. But when you shadow, you have to actively process the rhythm, the intonation, and the pauses. It forces your mouth muscles to work at the same speed as a native speaker's." Carlos looked intrigued but skeptical. "Okay, but how do I actually do it? If I just open a YouTube video and start shouting after the speaker, I will just mess up everything." "You definitely will at first, and that's totally fine," Emma agreed, stopping to look at a majestic oak tree. "To mess up means to make a mistake, do something badly, or spoil a situation. We use it all the time when things don't go according to plan. I totally messed up my interview, for example. In shadowing, you will mess up in the beginning, and you need to accept that." She guided Carlos to a nearby wooden bench, and they both sat down. "To start effectively," Emma explained, counting on her fingers, "you need to choose the right material. Don't just jump into the deep end." "What does that mean to break down?" asked Carlos. "To break down is to divide something large or complex into smaller, simpler parts so that it is easier to understand or manage," replied Emma. "First," she continued, counting on her fingers, "you need to choose the right material. Don't pick a complex political debate or a movie with a lot of street slang. Find something short and clear, suited for an intermediate level, like a podcast or a short speech. It should be about 1 or 2 minutes long." "Should I read the text while listening?" Carlos asked, pulling out his smartphone. "Ah, that depends on the method," Emma replied. "There are two main ways to go about it. To go about means to deal with a problem or start doing a task. For example, how should I go about fixing this computer? The first way is blind shadowing. You just close your eyes, listen, and repeat what you hear like an echo. This is amazing for your listening skills because you cannot rely on your eyes. You have to truly hear the sounds. The second way is using a transcript. You look at the text and speak along with the audio. This helps you connect the written words with their real pronunciation. Carlos started playing with his phone, looking up the term online. I see. But Emma, what if the speaker is flying like a rocket? I won't be able to keep up with them. Then you slow them down, Emma smiled. To keep up with means to move, change, or progress at the same speed as someone or something else. If a runner is too fast, you can't keep up with them. On YouTube or Spotify, you can easily change the playback speed to 0.75. Start slow, master the rhythm, and when you feel comfortable, you can turn it up to normal speed. To turn up? Carlos sighed thoughtfully. Yes, that's another phrasal verb. In this context, it means to increase the speed, volume, or intensity of something. It can also mean to arrive unexpectedly, but here it's all about intensity, Emma emphasized, leaning closer. The most important thing about shadowing is that you shouldn't try to understand every single word while you're speaking. If you stop to think about the meaning of a noun, you will lose the flow. You have to let the language wash over you. To wash over, Carlos repeated, liking the sound of the phrase. Yes, to wash over is a beautiful phrasal verb. It means to experience a feeling or a sensation completely, without trying to fight it or analyze it, just like an ocean wave flowing over your feet on a beach. Let the sounds wash over you. Focus on the music of the language, the ups and downs of the voice, the emotions, the stress. Carlos nodded slowly, beginning to understand the philosophy behind the technique. So it's more like copying an actor rather than studying a science. Exactly. It's pure mimicry. You are training your brain's muscle memory. After a few weeks of doing this for just 10 minutes a day, you will notice that when natives speak, your brain doesn't have to work as hard to separate the words. You will start to pick up their natural patterns automatically. I know what it means to pick up, beamed Carlos. It means to learn a new skill, language, or habit naturally and effortlessly without formal study. Exactly. For instance, kids pick up languages just by listening to their parents, replied Emma. They stood up from the bench and continued their walk towards the rose garden. The sweet scent of flowers filled the air, creating a relaxing atmosphere. You know, Carlos, Emma said thoughtfully, many students start off with great enthusiasm, but then they quit after 3 days because it feels too difficult. To prevent that, you need to set aside a specific time every day. Don't try to shadow for an hour. That will just exhaust you. 10 or 15 minutes is your sweet spot. Excuse me, Emma. I can't understand start off and set aside, interrupted Carlos. Oh, okay. To start off means to begin a journey, a process, or a project in a particular way, and to set aside is to reserve or save something like time or money for a specific purpose. For example, I set aside 30 minutes every morning for exercise. If you set aside just 15 minutes every morning while having your coffee, it becomes a ritual. It's much better to do a little bit every day than 2 hours only on Sundays. Consistency always wins. Carlos looked at the vibrant roses, feeling a spark of hope. I think I can manage 15 minutes. I usually just scroll through social media during that time anyway. I can swap that bad habit out for shadowing. That's the spirit, Emma cheered. If you stick to it, you will bring about a massive change in your listening comprehension. Bring about? Surprised Carlos. To bring about is to cause something to happen or to make a significant change occur. You will notice that you don't get lost in conversations as much. Your listening skills will sharpen up and your pronunciation will improve significantly because you are practicing correct mouth movements every day. As they neared the edge of the park where the busy city streets began again, Carlos looked much lighter. The heavy, frustrated expression on his face had completely disappeared. "Thank you, Emma," Carlos said genuinely. "You always find a way to clear up my confusion. I was feeling so defeated today, but now I actually can't wait to go home and try this." Yes, to clear up means to explain something, remove doubts, or solve a misunderstanding so that everything becomes clear. Emma replied with a bright smile. "Anytime, Carlos. Just remember to be patient with yourself. Language learning isn't a race. It's a journey, and every small step counts. Don't be afraid to mess up. Just keep moving forward." "Thank you, Emma." Carlos was very grateful. I hope you enjoyed today's story and that I gave you a fresh perspective on how to improve your English. Shadowing might feel a bit strange and challenging when you first try it, but it truly is a game changer for your listening and speaking confidence. I hope you liked today's topic, and I wish you self-confidence and a quick mastery of English. See you soon!